coming around from these big tyres on the sprint cars and some of the other classes. So most of the classes you'll see using that tear-off system. Hence why you see what seems to be like a glittering piece of plastic flying around. They do go around and pick up as many as they can after a race meeting, but a lot of the drivers forget to do it before they go out and do it when they go out for their warm-up. So being signalled out on the track right now is the 6 shooters. And for those of you who are joining us here in Cromwell that haven't been to the Speedway before, I know there's a few newbies here tonight as far as the crowd goes as well. I've bumped into a few people who have said, Dave, this is my first time at Speedway, looking forward to it, and you are going to love every second of the action out on track. The cars you see coming out look an awful lot like the ones that just left, and that's because pretty much they are. They are indeed a sprint car chassis. A lot of drivers believe that after they've used them for a couple of years, the chassis go soft, meaning that they don't comply with the setup as good as they do when they're first welded and constructed. So they get what they do is they hand them down to this great 6-shooter class. The only real big difference is obviously there's no wings on the top or the front, and instead of running a 950 horsepower V8 engine, they run a V6 out of a Holden, primarily out of a VY or a VZ Commodore. So that's the main difference. As far as tyres, setup, shocks, everything else is exactly the same. The ECUs in the car are also the same. They get checked as well, so you can't get in there and fiddle with the tune of the car. And looks like we might just be waiting if he's not out here already. Just having a quick look around. Yep, here he comes, coming out of the chute at the moment. You'll notice this car looks even closer to a sprint car because this is a 43T of Josh Buchanan. Now he just warmed up his 43T sprint car, so he's running again 2 classes tonight, and that's a bit of an effort in itself because hopefully he's not going to have to do it all night, but of course he just jumped straight out of the sprint car into the 43T 6-shooter. Means there's a lot less horsepower and it turns very, very differently. So Josh doing back-to-back duties tonight in those 2 classes. Another driver circulating round out there tonight is Brian Allison. You'll see him going down through turn 2 at the moment, sporting the 19T on the back of that car. He is part of what they call the mentoring program. When you join a class like the 6-shooters or like any others, as I said, with the sprint cars, you've got to prove yourself. So Brian tonight is going to get the big sign-off, we hope, to be able to get up and join the field in the grid. I think you'll probably see him start off the back again in this class. And once he has done that, made sure he's okay, the Flintstones Masonry-sponsored driver will get the all clear. And hopefully later in the night will be classed amongst the grid and see what all the racing is all about. Emma Gordon just down here in front of us at the moment. And the 27 car, obviously a bit of a problem getting that one started. So one of the push trucks goes over and just tries to engage some sort of drive. Making sure everything is on and a-okay. Give it another go. Emma Gordon had a pretty good run last night. Beat Georgia in one of the races. And also, while they're just getting Emma going, just like to say a big hi to all the people live streaming this tonight here at the Heavy Track Central Motor Speedway. We welcome everybody listening from around the world. We know last night there was a heap of people tuning in, a lot of them from America, so g'day if you're there in the US of A and enjoying some of the coverage here from New Zealand. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as the night goes on. Emma's car just been pushed down through turn 2 at the moment. Let's see how they're going to stack up for this one as they come past another yellow. And it's going to be Stronach who will be in the 21T car on pole position. Outside of her will be Georgia Gordon in the 71 car, sitting on the inside of the second row. Another female in the form of Faith Ainsley in the 5T car. Outside of that, John Pagan. Good to see John back here again. And then one further back, and also the 5I car. It gets a bit confusing. They look very much the same when it looks for the far as the 5's flying past us is young Jack Cleveland. And it looks like it's going to be Josh Buchanan on the outside of row number 3. Emma Gordon, unfortunately, being pushed into the centre of the track. They might just have one more shot at getting her started. So we'll just see. So behind Josh Buchanan on the outside of row 3, inside of row number 4, we've got Tony Simmons. Outside of that, Finn Cleveland. Good to see Finn back here. Very hard charging competitor. And I said off the back, we have Brian Allison as no. Looks like Emma Gordon's car will be pushed to the centre of the field, to the safety area. And this could even be a start this time around. The green flag is out through the fence. Let's see what happens as they come through 3 and into 4. Green flag is up and ready. Anybody going to jump early? No, everybody gets away very well as they head down to turn number 1 now, and it's Georgia Gordon who manages to get it over Stronach, although fighting hard. Oh, a bit of a contact. They all sledged through as they went through 2. It's still a bit slippery out there on the clay at the moment. Everybody gets away with it. John Pagan tries to go round the outside to try to collect second position. He might even go all the way to collect the first. He gets a little bit out of shape out of 4, down to 1 again. It's Georgia out on the front of the moment. Then we go to Stronach. Oh, no. John Pagan had to roll out of it, crashes to the back of Georgia and starts to slow out of turn at number 2. A bit of damage to the 12 car, I should think. Have to see if he can get to the centre of the track without causing too much of a problem. Slowly through 3 and 4, still out the front now. Stronach takes the lead. Georgia Gordon in next. Then we've got Josh Buchanan as he goes through 2, pulls up alongside. No, definitely some damage to the front of the 12 car. John Pagan takes to the centre as everybody else manages to make it through to collect lap number 3. Still out the front of Stronach. Then we go back to Buchanan, then back to Georgia. And up next will be young Jack Cleveland, who's now got Finn Cleveland on the side of him through turn number 2. Tony Simmons will come in next. Out the front, Josh Buchanan getting a little bit closer to Stronach each time around. She's doing a great job. Out the front of the moment of the 21T car. Josh Buchanan is out about a car length in it as he heads through turn number 2, down towards turn number 4. The gap not changing much. Stronach doing a great job out in front as she comes through turn number 4 to collect lap number 5. Crosses the line. Josh Buchanan not making too much of an impression in the back of that car at the moment. This one's touted to go for 10, although it's now bumper to bumper as they both head down to turn number 3. Josh Buchanan chucks it in. Looks like he wants to go in the inside. That's going to be the quick part of the track early on. Down to turn number 1 again they go. Stronach still in the front, right on the back bars, Josh Buchanan. We're going to go about 10, 15 back to Jack Cleveland, Finn Cleveland. Another car length back. Then further afield by about 8, we're going to go back to Georgia Gordon and Tony Simmons fighting it out. But as they come across to collect lap number 7, Stronach doing a fantastic job keeping that 1 car length out in front, although she goes a bit high into turn number 2. That's Josh Buchanan's chance to catch up by a couple. Down into turn number 3, back marker now. What's going to happen? They're going to have to go wide. Stronach, great job. Josh Buchanan straightens up a little bit quicker. Oh, contact! As 3 of them went together down there, but they got away with it. Josh Buchanan down the middle manages to come out in the lead through turns 1 and 2. That could have gone all bad. Tyres were definitely touching as they went down there. Josh Buchanan now has the lead. White flag comes out. Stronach relegated to 2nd. Then we're looking at 3rd as Jack Cleveland doing a great job in the 5 car to hold off number 8, Finn Cleveland, in the B&A Digging sponsored entry. As they come round now to collect the checkered flag, Josh Buchanan takes the points and the win. Stronach 2nd. Then we go back to Jack Cleveland, then Finn Cleveland. Then he'll come across the line. It'll be Georgia Gordon, Tony Simmons and Brian Allison doing a great job to hold on to the back of those 2 throughout those 10 laps, sorry. He's going to get another tick of the box to say he's just about ready to mix it up. So a couple of cars didn't finish. John Pagan parked down there in the centre of the 12T car. And also Emma Gordon in the 27I. That is a did not start, DNS as they call it. So hopefully the crew will be able to get that sorted out. As the Gordon family are heavily involved in the 6-shooter category. And I know, as I said last night, earlier on last season, John Pagan was waiting for an engine to come for his 6-shooter. Didn't arrive in time, so the Gordons dragged another one of their cars out and said, hey, John, have a go on this, get some points. So great to see the camaraderie in these drivers. John's car looks like the front has got a bit of a tweak to the steering setup. It's got way too much toe-in on one of those front tyres. So the crew's going to have to do a little bit of work to that prior to coming out on the next one.